There's so much talk of martial arts styles these days, and I don't know why. UFC started in 1993 as an open experiment in the style versus style of martial arts, but in the eyes of the skilled fighter, that perspective has faded over the last 20 years, as fighters realize it's more of a distraction from actual fighting and training. I guess it's fun to talk about. I guess we've been inundated with so many martial arts games and movies, we think martial arts is about doing it this way versus doing it that way, and that in the end it comes down to style A versus style B. But that's clearly not how it works. A puncher can beat a kicker just as a kicker can beat a puncher. A grappler can beat a striker, or a striker can beat a grappler. A pressure fighter can beat an elusive fighter, or an elusive fighter can beat a pressure fighter. And on different days the outcomes can be reversed. See, it's not in the style. For better or worse, we live in a physical reality which seems to have a certain set of physics and limitations for us humans. There are only so many ways to move, there are very clear and specific weaknesses in the human structure, everyone gets tired at some point, and fatigue makes fools of us all. So here's the thing, you don't need to learn a martial arts style, because fighting and fight training have become in many ways a science. What you need to learn are what fighters over the past several decades, in plain view of us all, have identified as the fundamentals of fighting. Do you want to be able to fight rather than just talk about it? In that case, you need to learn striking, and you need to learn clinch, and you need to learn takedowns, and you need to learn submissions, and you need to learn ground fighting in general. You see, if you lack any of those in your training, you will lack a defense against those things. So if you pick only one style that focuses on only one or two of those things, your style is simply a deficiency. You've chosen to limit yourself out of some sense of dogma and tradition and loyalty to a certain brand of fighting. Yes, there are so many details beyond the fundamentals in training and in fighting, and in some ways what we call the fundamentals will change. Not everything is static and figured out. While there may be a broad path, there are as many individual journeys as there are individual martial artists. However, if you want to be a well-rounded martial artist, a fighter, and not be defeated by anyone so easily, these are first and foremost what you need to focus on. Not martial arts style, but the fundamentals of fighting. If you seek efficiency and effectiveness, it is best to stop worrying about so-called martial arts styles. On their own, they are a self-inflicted weakness. We know broadly what it takes to be a fighter, and those are called the fundamentals of fighting.